Julina A. Chua,
And my name is Joemay A.
and we're going to tell you about the story of The
Rip
Rip
Van
Van
Winkle
Winkle by Washington Erving.
And before that, we're going to tackle first about the author's background.
Author's background. Washington Irving was an American short story writer, essayist, biographer, historian, and diplomat of the early 19th century. He is best known for his short stories Rip Van Winkle and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, both of which appear in his collection, The Sketchbook of Geoffrey Crayon, Gent. Washington Irving was born on April 3, 1783 in Manhattan, New York, United States. He died on November 28, 1859 in Washington Irving's Sunnyside, Tarrytown, New York, United States. His famous short stories are Rip Van Winkle, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and The Devil and Tom Walker. Rip Van Winkle by Washington Irving.
Once upon a time, in a small Dutch village at the foot of Catskill Mountains, lived a man, Rip Van Winkle. Rip was an extremely lazy man. His favorite pastimes only included going to the inn with his friends or enjoying his time alone in the woods at the foot of the mountains. Even as a child, Rip had hated working. Every time his mother found him a job, he could not keep it. "What will you do, my little child?" Rip's mother would worry. But somehow, Rip Van Winkle had grown up and managed to get married. Although his activities remained the same as the ones as his childhood, he never could keep a job and enjoy his time alone. Rip was popular with the kids as he liked repairing their broken toys. One day, when Rip's wife began nagging him about the job, Rip ran away from his wife, taking his dog along with him. As Rip Van Winkle was walking up the Catskill Mountain, he meets a man who was logging a keg up the mountain. Now, Rip Van Winkle helps the man and joins him with his friends. Hence, he ends up spending his time in playing games and merriment. After all this, he becomes extremely tired and falls asleep in that very spot. When Rip wakes up, he finds everything quite different from what he went to sleep. "Oh dear, I think I slept out here all night. What will I tell my wife? She's going to get angry again," Rip thinks, looking around. Rip calls out to his dog numerous times, but the dog does not come running to his master. So, Rip decides to go back. The dog must be chasing a squirrel or something. He'll find his way back. As Rip sluggishly made his way home, he saw different things. Even the village seemed different somehow, almost unrecognizable. What is happening? He became puzzled. When he entered the village, he did not see even a single known face, and what was more, all the villagers were looking at him with awe and surprise. Poor Rip Van Winkle did not understand anything, worried about how everything had become so different overnight. He walks as fast as he could to his home. "My wife will probably have the answer to this strange phenomenon," he thinks. But when he comes to his house, he sees that it has almost fallen apart. The roof was caving in, windows were all falling apart, and the door too was falling off its hinges. There, he found a woman who looked like his wife. So, Rip goes to her and says, "Who are you?" She tells him her name, and at once, Rip realizes it is his daughter. He becomes happy, but before he could say anything, she tells him, "My father disappeared almost 20 years ago. Ever since then, I haven't seen him or our dog. My mother died a few years ago." But before Rip could finish his sentence and tell her, "I'm your father," the girl went away. Only now, Rip Van Winkle realized the terrible mistake he made. And all his life he had been lazy because of his laziness. Now even his daughter did not recognize him. The villagers who had loved him had too forgotten him. If only he had worked hard from the very beginning today, he would have been happy.
Rip Van Winkle is a short story by the American author Washington Erving, first published in 1819. It follows a Dutch-American villager in colonial America named Rip Van Winkle, who meets mysterious Dutchmen, imbibes their liquor, and falls asleep in the Catskill Mountains. Theme: Freedom versus Tyranny. Erving conveys the theme of freedom versus tyranny throughout the story. Constancy and change. Erving develops the theme of constancy and change through the actions of his protagonist and the forces that act on him. Voluntarism versus work for profit. History and fiction. Setting: set in pre-revolutionary New York. Rip Van Winkle lives a life of ease. Much to the chagrin of his wife, Dame Van Winkle, Rip's passion includes wandering through the Catskill Mountains, an old-growth forest, being idle and enjoying life.
That's all for today's video. Please watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel, MJ and J YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!